Good evening to everyone. Welcome to our webinar on digital guarantees. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We will spend this hour together, and I'd like to explain you why digital guarantees are needed. So now, very quickly, let's move on, and I'd like to remind everyone who may not still know who I am. My name is Emanuele Baroni. I'm representative of the Top Leaders Council in Italy, Vice President under the Evorich affiliate program. I am NDE Project Manager, Master Profi Certified Coach, Genius of Finance host, member of the International Association Generals of the World for Peace. But since we are not here to talk about me, let's get straight to the topic of this webinar, as today I have a lot to tell you. Firstly, I'd like to explain why this project was born, how it works, and where we go, which instruments we need, what have already been done, and what can each partner of Evorich do to share about this project globally. I will give you 4 quite simple examples of how you may use digital guarantees. Next slide, please. And let's start with discussing why NEEW NDE project was created. This is digital evolution, or evolution in one click. This is the company that is synchronized with smart contracts and enables us to exchange the data with the relevant authorities. And this way, totally new economic relations are created. Instead of providing a wide package of documents and proving that we have an employment contract with an employer, the digital guarantee will be enough to prove the solvency we have. And first of all, our goal was to help individuals, families suffering from this pandemic-related situation. People lose their jobs, they are not healthy to work as actively as before, and the conditions prevent them to do it. And this is the reason why we decided to create a new product, so that access to services or new products is easy for people, and they have a specific instruments to live and to have different conditions in this situation. Well, what are the challenges digital guarantees address? And here, I'd like to address entrepreneurs, and by giving you 3 examples, we will see what may happen right now to companies. I mean, I don't talk about the companies that offer first need services, such as health services, products that are always in demand, but they are other services that require substantial payments to be made, but that offer goods that are not the goods of the first need. So we try to mitigate the risk of non-payment and of risk of insolvency against credit institutions, because businesses may not pay to the suppliers of some commodities or inputs, and this supplier is not willing to supply the inputs anymore because of the risk of non-payment. Whereas thanks to digital guarantees, everyone will know that the payment will be carried out because the full amount to be paid will be in the account and is guaranteed to be received by the supplier in case of non-payment by the buyer. And all this could be viewed as the case of the relations between individuals and businesses. For instance, if you want to buy a car, to buy a residential apartment, or to rent an apartment, and we've almost achieved agreements with banking institutions that may offer individuals and businesses the access to loans. And although over the last years they faced some barriers or some challenges, constraints, and moreover, while having this access today, these new technologies, these digital technologies, including blockchain, so sometimes people don't know how to move in this digital world. And some businessmen with the old way of development don't know how this new digital economy works. And all these three things enumerated in this slide, they are risk of non-payment, refusal to access to credits, and lack of entrepreneurs and individuals' knowledge. These are the goals that we set as the company. Here, you may see what many of you will like. Generally, when we are asked to make a payment for any service or goods, for instance, through loan proceeds or installments, we are to wait for some time, as we are to submit the employment contract, the certificate of your salaries. And here you see that those companies that work with digital guarantees and they have their token assets, the only thing that will be requested, and the process is very simple, that is the history of your ownership of some type of token. They will need to determine the percentage of your tokens to be used as a guarantee and the history and listing of our tokens on the market, so that we may sign smart contracts and use our tokens. By using smart contracts, and in 10-15 minutes maximum, you will be able to get access to the service you are interested. By making several clicks and staying at home, you may get access to the goods you need at this moment. Here in this slide, I used one token we have that is the most important one, WCRU security token. What does it mean? This is a digitalized share backed by real assets, which are in our global investment portfolio. In its turn, global investment portfolio invests into different segments and includes many various projects, 20 segments where we invest, 20 areas where we invest. And this way, the portfolio is diversified enough and we invested in the way that each of us can get bonuses and dividends. And now there is one part of the portfolio which is active even in the context of the pandemic, but some other projects, I may not say that they are frozen, but due to some reasons, they do not generate the income we expected. And all this is being said to confirm that our security token is backed by real assets and has a quite solid foundation. And by the way, we received the investment valuations and our global investment portfolio is worth 11 billion US dollars under these investment valuations completed. Well, and I am telling you about this because our digital portfolio relies on tokens, but you should all understand that we may use tokens for different purposes, including the case to make your guarantee active and at the same time through staking. What is staking? Staking is when you freeze your assets for some time and they act both as a guarantee, but at the same time, they every second produce the tokens. They are utility tokens, UNTB, that could be cashed out. And in our case, they will help us to make payments for our bills or for our installments, depending on how much this token may cost and which payments I have at the end of the month. So this way, the dividends or tokens may be used for your partly or full payback of the debt and installments. So every day I will get additional income through staking. And as soon as more and more companies join our ecosystem, our token will increase in price. And this way, we will be the clients that will use it as a guarantee, and we will see the growth of our couple because the tokens will grow in price and we will earn additional income through staking. This is an additional interest. Next slide, please. And now let's have a look at some services you can benefit from. Of course, a digital guarantee may be used in any area, any sector. And now let's have a look at the first examples, such as payments for various services, rental of cars, machinery, for instance, fixed capital, or a construction company may use tokens as a guarantee to rent the construction machines it needs, and that is quite costly. We may use tokens to rent real estate, houses, warehouses. In addition to that, we may buy some goods and services while using tokens as the means of payment, and at the same time we will get access to loans. And here this is the last bullet point, because everything discussed before will be used in our daily life, whereas loan for your house or an apartment. And the family needs this once or twice a life. But look, my idea is that you may use digital guarantees in any area of your life, in any sphere of your life, including payments for health services, buying something. All this can be done as part of our ecosystem. What is needed? It is the company wishing to cooperate in our project. What do we offer? NDE is a platform which allows you to resolve your issues and challenges associated and related to access to services and non-payment. We talked about it above, but now let's talk about education and training. I mentioned this at the beginning of this presentation, as we have 60 video lessons that are broken down into the relevant packages. We have 6 licenses. Some of them are designed for private individuals. They are the first one, license M and A, and the last 4, B, C, D, E, are designed for entrepreneurs or businesses, because entrepreneurs and businesses need information about the legislation, taxation, and how to carry out smart contract and introduce it to their daily operation, which means that the information must be expanded, and license B is designed for individual entrepreneurs and license E is designed for holdings. We will explain everyone how to work with them and with digital guarantees, and you will learn how these guarantees function based on blockchain, and they could be smart contracts between individuals and individuals, between individuals and businesses. For instance, you may rent an apartment from another private individual, or you may do the same in relation to a company, and the company will not request a lot of documents to be submitted, but will request the specific number of tokens to be used in guaranteed account, escrow account. Like I said before, by means of a smart contract, which is quite simple in use, we give you a possibility to apply it, and the companies may work between each other or get access to financial institutions, and smart contracts may have different variations, or a smart contract may be more complicated, or for instance, if I want to buy furniture for my house and the company that sells furniture cooperates with any financial institution, we may even enter into a 3-party contract. And there are different options here. A bit later, we will come back to it. And what you can see now in this screen is the way the smart contracts are arranged. You may do it remotely through your smartphone or tablet or your PC. And the process is very simple. I simply need some goods, then I request for the conditions offered by this company. I asked which guarantee this supplier wants, what is the amount of the guarantee and the period of this guarantee, and we come to an agreement about these conditions. They send me their draft. I can make some amendments or adjustments and make my counter offer. And as soon as the conditions and terms are agreed, in one click, smart contract will freeze the amount of tokens agreed, and smart contract monitors and controls the fulfillment of the terms and conditions agreed between the parties. For instance, I'd like to give you an easy example. If I freeze this amount in tokens worth of $10,000, and I need to make 10 payments of $1,000 each, when I make my first payment of 1,000, so the smart contract changes the amount frozen in token and defreeze some tokens, as after the first payment, the relevant guarantee is needed for 9,000. And this transaction will, or this operation will take place every month. Or there could be other conditions and terms. You may agree that $10,000 will be kept in the account, and in the end, it will be defrozen in one go after the end of the smart contract. And here, I'd like to explain you where we go and our plan of development, in particular to those people who are at this webinar for the first time. I'd like to tell you that we have over 1.7 million people in our community, and on our account we have 900,000 active wallets, which means that 900,000 people out of our community have some tokens. Therefore, our goal is to get at least 50% of our community aware of this opportunity, which means 450,000 users, make them aware about the opportunity to sign smart contracts and use their tokens for this purpose. And our objective for the next decade is to have at least 10 million companies all around the globe. And I think that when we have 10 million companies, we may give a chance to our users to get access to any goods and services, and it will be enough. And in addition to that, we may launch this collaboration between businesses and businesses. And I'd like to tell you that 10 million companies is quite small amount, because globally there are over 200 or even 300 million companies. Therefore, in this context, 10 million companies are those companies with some privileges if they join our project. And the biggest privilege is access to our product. All the others will continue using the traditional banking services, and in future it will be more detrimental. And at the bottom of the slide, you see the conditions required to get digital guarantees required by financial banks, as we are already in negotiations and some terms and conditions have already been met, and we did what was requested, but there is still something more to be done. And we must make our token listed on at least 2-3 primary exchanges. So it is already listed at Unitex exchange, and quite soon it will be listed. We hope that it will be listed on CoinMarketCap, and as soon as there is decentralization complete, we could be listed on CoinMarketCap, and after 3 months being active in the market, we will have to attract 15,000 users in each country. And these people, for some time, over 3 months, must be in our digital rating. And after the banks see how beneficial it is for them that they have a lot of users in each country, then they will not take into account mortgages for real estate and then resell it, because banks are not interested in acting as real estate agents. And it will be used it will work at the international level. For instance, a client from the UK may cooperate with a financial institution in Italy, and etc. And all this will speed up the turnover, the economy development, and the banks will be very, very interested in having new clients as entrepreneurs and private individuals, subject to the only conditions set by them, that is to have 15,000 users in each country. But here, we are not talking about 15,000 users that are members of our community, because we have them. These are 15,000 users that are members of the NDE project, so participants of this project. They are in our rating and they get access to all these new advanced technologies. And here you see a list of instruments we may offer to any of our users and private companies and individuals working with us. Well, we need a lot of people that will look for companies, will explain the companies how it all works, what NDE are, digital guarantees are, and which benefits they provide to both the parties. And this is the reason why we have so many webinars. We have videos, presentations, and we have 2 websites for distance learning as well. And we have a section frequently asked questions. We have prepared trainings for digital sellers and courses to get 6 licenses we offer. And they are different training courses for different types of licenses. In addition to that, we have a platform to sign smart contracts on crypto unit blockchain. This platform is needed to enter into agreements between the parties. We also created 2FA authentication so that you are sure about the safety of your money. Tokens are kept by the smart contract to guarantee the meeting of the conditions by the both parties. And now, to help those companies and private individuals with some money constraints, as we understand that everyone faces these financial constraints. Therefore, we launched 2 promotions, Promo 90 and Promo 200. And why are they needed? In order to sign any smart contract, we need access to NDE platform, and you must take a training course to have access to digital guarantees and to know how to use them. Training is always quite expensive, quite costly. In addition to that, you need a code which is needed both for individuals and businesses to have access to our register, where both companies and private individuals may check the credibility of the counterparty they cooperate with. In addition to that, to buy tokens, I need a training course as a professional investor. And I must understand how the investment portfolio works. I must know what digital world is, which risks I take when I invest. And I must have these tokens. These are 3 key conditions to meet. And of course, before we tried to combine all these 3 key things, and we needed thousands of dollars to be able to meet all these conditions. Whereas now, NDE offers a 90% discount, and it may be even more if you use promo 200. You are given a discount for our product so that you may buy another 2 products needed to use digital guarantees. Next slide, please. And here I'd like to explain what we've already done. And you see that we have 10 demo slides in 10 slides available in 12 languages. This is a presentation which is being voiced over by the AR into the languages in this slide, and each of you may explain the relevant persons interested and businesses interested what the product digital guarantee is about. We may lighten a new lamp for many people. People will say, why I haven't noticed this before? And it may change somebody's vision, the possibility of cooperation and working under these modern conditions. So the course to obtain license M is available in 9 languages, whereas a course to get a license A is available in 6 languages. And moreover, you are given additional benefits because you will have a wider access to our product. And in addition to that, we have a training course for a digital seller in 4 languages. And a digital seller is the one who will inform the companies, the businesses of how this service works, what digital guarantee is, and he will help businesses and individuals to buy our training courses. And here I read what is so here in this slide, you see the progress as of October the 28th. So the structure and the design are already 100%. And over this time, we have completed synchronization with our blockchain. And therefore, this product is not 100% ready, but 1000% ready. And we have the companies that are ready to cooperate. For instance, in Italy, we already have on our servers those companies that are ready to cooperate with us. And we prepare the same for other countries as well. And here in this slide, I'd like to discuss what businesses need. Not right away, but to do their business, to expand their business so that the company is well known in the market. And any business, to a more or lesser extent, need advertising and visibility. They need to sell, increase customers, increase their turnover. And these are the 4 demands of the businesses. On the other hand, as you see, there is the business register of individuals, of private individuals and companies, and those businesses that would like to join our project will have a digital consultant that will help them, and it will give them the affiliate network, advertising. It will offer them e-commerce option, and this is quite a unique system that will help you track your finished products to prevent the forgery of these products. And starting from next month in Italy and then globally, we would like to launch the delivery system. And like I said before, there will be, during the delivery, there will be the tracking of our goods or services, and digital guarantees will be signed in our NDE points, selling points. And these selling NDE points will be established for those people that are interested in learning more about our project, and those people who are doubtful that they may benefit from this service on their own. You may go to NDE point office, and there they will explain how it all works. We already work with public institutions, and inside our project, there is a working commission that develops the possibility of digital guarantees participation in public procurement, public tendering, and this register of businesses. This is the capitalized register, and capitalization will increase. Capitalization will be needed for us to participate in some large state projects. Capitalization means the specific number of assets that all our companies will have access to. Next slide, please. And that may be used as a security, as a collateral for us to get involved in public projects. And now let's talk about the licenses. The first license is license M, and its price is 100 units. Unit is equal to $1, which means that by paying only 100 units, you will get a short training course, and you will be able to use the smart contracts in all the sectors, excluding banking and financial sectors. And like license M, license A, at present costs 100 units, whereas since the 1st of February, it will be different, as there will be a totally new offer. Okay, license A. License A includes everything you may get under license M. You may get access to services, goods, some luxury goods such as yacht, house, but license A gives you a possibility to get access to funding or financial institutions and other or banks. And the current price is $400. And the promotion is in the effect until the 31st of January, and you will pay only half of its price, meaning 200 units. And by making this small payment, you may benefit from all the benefits, take advantage of all the benefits offered by license A, whereas in February the price will change a bit. And now let's talk about other licenses available. Licenses B, C, D, E, they will be discussed a bit later, whereas before we talked about private individuals, and it's easier for private individuals to work with our products, but the company has different areas of operations, and to help them, we create as promoters, and we also call them informers or signalers. They are the people who will participate in corporate digital training. They find companies and make the first appointment. What are the requirements for promoters? This person is to have a license, the one which is at present 200 units. It would be better if he also takes a training course for digital seller, but he is not obliged to pass an exam. But if you want to be a promoter as a professional, and if you want to become a digital seller or a professional digital seller, then another condition to be met is taking an exam that will give you the right to sell products. And now let's talk about A.L.IM Association. Why is this organization very important? And why am I talking about it now? Because the digital seller is very important for our project, and we want digital sellers to be recognized as a separate profession at the global level. And this is the reason why we came to an agreement with this Free Entrepreneurs Association working globally, and it is called A.L.IM. And it works both with small and medium-sized businesses and large-sized companies. And the A.L.IM offers a team of technicians and consultants. And here, members of the association may get support and advice on administrative, fiscal, and legal matters, in addition to our goal to establish NDE selling points. This is where the offices of A.L.IM Association will be located. If you need any tax or legal advice, or for instance, health, environment, safeguards advice, you may come to the teams of professionals of A.L.IM. A.L.IM will help you find a specialist that will settle down your specific matter. And how will this cooperation be structured between A.L.IM and NDE? A.L.IM will facilitate recognition of the profession digital consultant and digital seller. And here we talk about global recognition. They will facilitate access to microcredit finances in the countries where we have at least 15,000 And most importantly, we work to set a pension fund for these professionals. So it won't be part-time job anymore inside multi-level business. No, not only. And we will be a part of a large association of professionals with many sectors of operations. And inside our holding, there will be NDE company offering the specific service, and these services will be offered by the professionals working with us, and they will specialize in the specific type of activities, and all this will work in many countries of the world, and in each country we will create the pension fund. With NDE, will facilitate remote digital training and digital instruments offering digital services. In addition to that, we launch a lot of different projects, and some weeks after, you will get additional information. And if people are satisfied with what we do, if people are ready to support us and join our project, because we don't talk about traditional multi-level business, we are ready to create our ecosystem. And you all know that the mission of our holding is new economic evolution of the world, which means that we create something new for at least 1 billion people around the globe. And it may not be the webinar where we will have a deep dive into all this, but for newcomers, those who visit such a webinar for the first time, I wanted to stress it as well. And Promo 90, why did we launch this promotion? To facilitate companies' entry into the digital guarantees system by discounting the NDE information. Initially, the discount will be 90%, whereas over time, it will change 80, 70%, depending on the number of participants we have. Why is this needed? This is needed for the companies to save some money, and then they may pay for their registry codes and start their registry history, their digital rating. And in addition to that, I'd like to pay attention that the costs incurred for the purpose of training and education are tax deductible. And now look at the 3 compulsory steps to take to get a 90% discount. Look, step number 1 is training on digital and financial technologies. Right now, you may buy this training package on the NDE website by using a direct link through the Academy of Private Investor back office. And step number 2 is to take the training course of a qualified investor. And after passing the exam, you may buy WCRU security tokens to build your digital rating and to get access to digital guarantees. And in addition to that, I may buy other tokens listed on our exchange. And here you get the relevant amount, the minimum amount of your buying of tokens, because these tokens will be needed to use them as a guarantee. for smart contracts. Next slide, please. And what are the next steps? You already know the back office of the Academy of Private Investor. You may not still know back office of NDE. So you go to the website and there you will find 4 squares with their descriptions for individual entrepreneurs and joint stock companies, limited liability companies, and holdings. And you select the relevant type. You click these green squares, and that is the first step. Let's move on. And now let's have a look at the next steps to take. You get a 90% discount for the first 25,000 companies that involve in our project. As soon as we have 25,000 companies, the discount will reduce to 80%, and then you see the figures of the companies that this discount will apply to. And here in this slide, you see, as I want you to understand one important thing. You know that these packages are increasing. You may buy more or less lessons depending on the type of your company, but you may buy a training course of a higher level. What do I mean? For instance, you are an individual entrepreneur and you may buy license B, but actually you are free to buy a full training course, and then you may buy the training course for license E. Therefore, this red arrow, this is where I make my choice. I may not buy a license of lower category, but I may buy the license of the higher category. And step number 2 is the following. Now we go to the website of the Academy of Private Investor, back office of the Academy of Private Investor. And depending on my investments in the future, I must take the relevant training course, Prof Investor 3rd category. Then your maximum investment will be $10,000. Prof Investor of category 2, maximum investments of $100,000. And Prof Investor 1st category, the maximum investment is of $1 million. An invest consultant has no limits on investments. And here you see the discounted prices. And please remember that quite soon they will change, and therefore consider this opportunity to buy it with the maximum discount available. Well, next step is to book the security tokens for each type of the company, and you have the relevant minimum. But here you should not stick to the specific figure. This is the minimum requested, but you may select a higher amount. Let's move on. We talked about those first steps to take to participate in the project, and now let's have a look how much it cost before and now. Before, license B cost $2,500. License C's price was $5,000. License D price was $12,500, and license E price was $25,000. Whereas this promo 90, and by the way, the price is in euro, whereas in brackets you see the price in dollars. So license B price is 22 euro, and license C price is 440 euro. And license E, which before cost 25,000, today costs 2,170 euro. And I believe this is a great, fantastic opportunity, which we today offer to every type of business. And now let's talk about the registry code. And here is the price, the standard price. It was $2,500 for any type of company, whereas here we offer discounts, and more discounts are offered to smaller companies who suffered most from the pandemic. $2,500 for individual companies. And it turned out into 500 euro until the end of the month, and the highest price is 1,500 for corporations and holdings. And therefore, now we talk about promo 90, and the price didn't reduce by 90%, but it reduced almost 50% for holdings and other types of businesses. And now the training code and the registration code combined cost less than before the training package was. And therefore, the holding, which before had to spend $27,500 to participate in our project, whereas now he will spend only about 3,500 euro to get access to digital guarantees. Next slide, please. And here, let us talk about our launch in 100 days. At our last webinar, I already told you that we offer another opportunity. Therefore, everything you saw before still apply, but now I'd like to talk about our commissions. NDE provides for bonuses for the promoters and distributors of our packages, and we would like to increase them to make people earn most. And the marketing plan hasn't changed. The marketing plan of Evorich applies. Therefore, the training course and all those products you buy through the Evorich back office, the Evorich marketing plan applies. Whereas for NDE training courses, the bonuses will be the following. A promoter will earn 10% of the price of the training package, whereas digital sellers will earn 30% of its price. And all this is in effect for 100 days. If right away I sell a package for 720 euro, my earning will be 10% of this amount, which means 72 euro. I believe this is a good earning for the work you may do in 1 or 2 hours after informing the company about this opportunity. And if I work, for instance, with a larger training package for a company, then I will earn not only my earning as a commission, but I will earn additional income from NDE. And this is where, next slide, please. And here, apologies. Well, the price of M license is $200. Apologies, there are some technical challenges. Well, once again, license M and its price is for the, so this offer is for the first 100,000 individuals, those people that within the next 100 days until the 30th of April buy either license M or A, the price is reduced, and after the 1st of February, it will be 150 units for license M and 450 units for license A, 150 for license M and 450 for license A. And those people who sell either license M or license A will earn 10% as a digital promoter and 30% if he is a digital seller. It means that the person who manages to sell license M will earn the amounts you see in my slide. And it will be a different marketing plan, not the marketing plan which applies, but it applies to the sales of licenses. Look, if a promoter manages to sell license M, then his earning is 10%, that is 15 euro. But if he is a digital seller, his earning will be 30%, which makes up 45 euro. Look, those who within the next 100 days sell license M for 150 euro will earn 60 euro in total, but the one who manages to sell license A for 450 euro will earn 180 euro in total. And now I will repeat what I said before. The companies that buy other products from the investment courses or the products of UGPay group, there they will accrue Evorich commissions, whereas here we will give them 10% and 30% to promote a digital seller accordingly. Hopefully it is all clear. Let's move on. So here is an example of a promoter and which earning he makes. So an ordinary employee generally works 30 days, 22 working days, and the average salary paid here in Europe is about 1,250 euro. And let's assume that in order to explain the businesses how this product works, you don't need more than 2 hours. And if our informer works 12 hours a day only, then you remember he will earn only for information sharing, meeting the company once, informing it about the product, and whenever the product is bought, he will get 694 earnings for 1 license B, for 2 licenses, for 2 licenses C, and for all the other licenses he may sell within these working hours. Whereas here, he will need approximately 36 hours to close all those deals. So this is the efforts of the digital seller. If he works 36 hours to grow his business, after the informer informed the company, his earning could be at least 2,082 euro. But if instead of 36 hours a month, he works 72 hours, and I believe this is quite a good employment, his earning may double. And these are approximate figures, 4,858 euro. You see here, because licenses may be different, the percentage you get may be different. And if you get training, if you apply those principles you will study during our trainings, then your earning may be even higher. And here we don't talk about millionaires or billionaires yet, because this is the specific work you may do with the companies you know, and this is the specific earning you may be guaranteed. And all the millions and billions will be possible thanks to our training course of Prof Investor or Invest Consultant. You will learn how to do it, and you will know the world of investment. Whereas now, let's have a look at 4 specific examples. And the first one is rental of real estate. Look, I am an owner of tokens. I am either individual or company, and I can get access to this service after buying the training course and passing the exam required under my license. And I am allowed to sign smart contracts. So I have access to this service after staying in the registry for some time and confirming my rating. The company whose services are interesting to me, for instance, a rental of an apartment or a warehouse, and the landlords also participate in this project, and I have the specific number of tokens that are staked. And what happens in the end? In the end, my tokens increase in price. I got my dividends through staking in the form of other tokens, and my rental was quite affordable for me. Next slide, next example, another example. And here, let's talk about the buying of a car without a digital guarantee. I have my tokens. I sell my tokens and get the fiat instead. Buy my car, and what happens over 10 years? I need to pay for my insurance, taxes, maintenance, new tires, technical service and inspection, and the price of the car is either 20 or 30,000 euro. And over 10 years, I will pay extra 10 or 15,000 to drive my car, to maintain it, to repair it, to take care of it. And what happens 10 years after? 10 years after, the price of my car is almost nothing. It may be $5,000 or $6,000, but you may, of course, try to sell it as a second-hand car, but it will not refund for those expenses you have over the 10 years of driving of this car. I need a new car and I have no extra capital, which means that I need to sell my tokens again if I still have them, or I need to drive my old car, and this car is not so prestige like before 10 years ago, and therefore no way out. So the only way out is to get some employment somewhere and earn money. Whereas there is another option offered by Digital Guarantee. I still have my tokens. I can sign a smart contract and I stake my tokens under the smart contract. I come to an agreement with the company offering cars for rental, and instead of paying for maintenance and technical inspection of this car, and through the dividends I earn after staking of my tokens, I may pay for the rental fee of my car, and I don't spend money to buy a new car. I may continuously drive a new car because, for instance, I may rent for 6 months one car, then for another 12 months another car, and I will get fully maintained and serviced car with all the insurances. So my only concern is diesel. And if I want to buy my car sometime after, over which my tokens were staked as a guarantee, I didn't lose them, and they may increase in value over this time. And if I decide to buy my own car, the capital is preserved, and I will do the same thing like in the first example, if I believe that it would be better for me to buy a car rather than rent it. And now our token still has quite affordable price. And if you review the history of all the security tokens, I may tell you that it may be reasonable for me to build my digital rating now and buy tokens for low price, and sometime after have the possibility to get good results and access to large opportunities. And now I'd like to show you one more example. Let's have a look at it. For instance, mortgage. Because the car, you may buy this car or you may refuse to buy a car, but you always need housing. So you decide to buy an apartment or a house. What does it mean? It means that you go to a bank to get a loan, and they will request you to have a banking rating and employment over the last 5 or 6 years. You take a large package of documents to a bank, and it reviews its documents for 1-2 months, and I'm still waiting. And then they may ask me to find a trustee that will act as my guarantor. And not only, I may be asked to use my housing I'm going to buy as a security. Just in case something happens, I risk losing my house or an apartment. And this is where, imagine, I may pay over the specific number of years for this loan, but then Lord saves, but just in case something happens, I may lose my real estate. And over the 10, 20, 30 years I've been using this loan, I am under stress because I don't know what to expect tomorrow. And now let's have a look at another example when you use digital guarantees. Again, I'm the same guy in need of some housing. I have tokens and license A, and I am in the register, and I have my digital rating, and I stake my tokens and sign a smart contract with a bank. The bank automatically checks my digital rating, and after this check is complete, the smart contract is viewed to be signed. I don't need to wait for the bank to review additional documents. So they don't request me to submit anything extra. I don't need any trustees or guarantors and etc. So what I need is my digital rating only. And the bank will not mortgage my house because the bank has a guarantee in tokens, and the bank knows that these tokens are liquid, and the bank may always sell them if I stop paying for my loan, some monthly payment, if I'm at default. And most importantly, I don't have this stress, and I have no 10, 15 years of fear that I may be deprived of my housing, because the bank has this guarantee, but I don't have this sword of Damocles over my head. And please think it over. Hopefully, I managed to explain everything to you. And now, please tell me whether you like what you saw. In particular, I ask the people, new people, and not only. Maybe there are some other people who may have heard some information, but does not work in our project. Therefore, very quickly, our promotion for 100 days will start. It will start on the 1st of February, and I ask you, if you are ready, if you like it all, and you have a great opportunity. I'm not talking about investment. I'm talking about the work which will depend on you only. So please take your decision and start acting. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I wish you a good evening or a great day. We'll see you quite soon. Bye.